Hi, Justin. Hi, Katie.
Hi,
Hi,
Justin.
Justin.
It's relevant this time because he's not here.
It's always relevant.
So who would like to give a quick recap of last session?
That's a good pat job. The nerve of this guy being fucking muted when I lay off responsibility on him. Can you believe this? Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
It was
So
specifically to avoid that
yeah,
responsibility.
who actually was there all of last session would like to give a recap?
There's
oh,
some bones.
oh, what, you think he's not qualified?
No, I don't.
I believe we walked around
Couple
three
corners.
corners, and then made it to a
One.
place that had a bunch of bones and a bunch of decisions were talked about, and then we just brought back a nice little skeleton friend who's gonna guide us to the big hole where his big sword is, so that he can rip and tear.
We did walk through around three corners. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you also killed some cultists, and they summoned a big spider, and you had one of the hounds come and fight them, and you kind of just
did.
walked away at that point.
Yeah, we didn't really do much there. We baited a fight.
And yeah, now you got your Fox has his new Skelly boyfriend named Chambara, and
Yeah,
I think that's pretty accurate.
You guys ever seen
And
those videos where like crows will pick at like animals that are eating something and get them to fight each other, and while they're fighting, it eats whatever they had? That's what we did.
pretty much. But yeah, so with Aldrich's memory of the map mixed with some conversation with your new Skelly boy, you are aware of where the ritual to the next floor is likely happening, as well as he has requested that he would be more useful to you if you retrieve his equipment from this floor's ritual room, which is super far away. Um, at this point, while you're kind of having this conversation, Aldrich kind of just puts up a finger, says, "Excuse me 1 second," walks over to the grate, kind of like leans over and starts retching. And after a minute of this, you see as ooze starts pouring out of his mouth in these like little blobs, kind of similar to what he summoned earlier, except this time it just doesn't stop. And you see as he gets kind of like gaunt and skinny, and the skin tightens on his bones until he eventually just dissolves into goop and disappears down the drain.
Look, can we just all collectively agree that we'll deal with that later?
Guys, Mr. Aldrich just went in the grate.
Later. We're going to deal with that later. Are we
Yeah, it's
all in
not right.
agreement? Because
Bye,
I don't
Mr.
know.
Aldrich.
I don't know if I have the mental fortitude at the moment to process what I just witnessed.
Does anybody hear Foo Fighters music? No.
I am truly.
Wait, which song are you referencing?
I'm referencing Everlong, just the Thousand Yard Stare meme.
Oh,
Okay.
I was
All right,
really
that's
trying to figure out what song lyrics from a Foo Fighters song were when, your buddy is like, "Oh, excuse me, I gotta disintegrate into a puddle of slimes and slither down this grate."
You know, give it to Suna and you'd probably get something pretty close.
But yeah, with that taken care of, because that's what Justin decided Aldrich's doing today, what would you all like to do?
Ignore that. I don't want to remember that.
Well, Clara
That's what I'm
wanted
saying.
to
That's
down
fair.
the windy tunnel, but you all said no. So I guess
Yeah,
we'll
because
go down the other hallway.
that's dangerous, and some of us are quite good at making choices that don't result in us getting killed. I know you're still working on that, but
I don't
think we're
think
good with
anybody in this party is good at making those kind of choices.
Yeah, I am. I think I'm very good at those choices.
I've yet to die.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, can Big Bone Boy fit in this hallway?
The normal hallways, yes. That collapsed like tunnel one, no.
Yeah, so like we're going this way, so that way he can come with us. And I don't think he should be in the back.
If you'd like me to lead, I can.
Fox, he's your friend.
No, just follow us.
Very well.
Are you sure? He's big. He looks like he could take some hits.
And you know what? Around this time, Gideon goes, "Ooh, you know what? I'm worried about Aldrich. Let me follow him," and turns into a little rat and goes down the sewers after the slime.
I don't think those two have ever spoken to each other.
Well, now they're on a little side adventure because it's an easy way to handle the fact that their players aren't here.
No, that was me saying that in character. Are they friends? I've never seen them interact.
So
You know
we
what?
Are we just going through the door?
You might be right. Gideon might go, "That's sketchy as fuck. I think I need to investigate that," and turns into a rat and jumps down the sewer grate.
that I buy. Suspension of disbelief restored. Also, Brian, you're picking up Katie's role. You got some background noise coming through.
Do I? Oh, hold on.
I get it. She's not here. Somebody's got to do it.
But yeah.
Someone's gotta do it.
So as you step through the door, you enter a small hallway that it's somewhat non-distinct. It's similar to many of the other hallways that you've been in. Although you've noticed now, like, this is like the third door you've been through in a row where the flooring has changed. You've gone from like these set tiles that are like pretty normal in traditional Orzovian architecture. You were just in a room that was basically just like rubble rock and probably like foundations from the original cave. Now you're in like these little, like, these are tiles that Clara probably recognizes because they're often used in the Izzet labs because they make for sturdy structures but easy drainage of materials like chemicals and things like that. It's one of those things where it's a bit strange that it keeps changing so often and everything seems to be very well segregated by these doors and hallways.
Note to self: bring a dwarf next time.
Just to understand again, this is underneath the grove,
This is underneath the grove of the 14 points.
Yep.
and this place is like an ancient dwelling of sorts.
All right.
or-
It is a crypt. It is one of the original Orzovian crypts. The territory fell a long time ago to the Gruul, which is why it was basically the area that the crypt was in had fallen to the Gruul a few hundred years ago in one of their various rampages and riots and is now very much centered in Rubble Belt territory. The 14 points are a guild unaffiliated druid organization who have worshipped the flame that has burned since the beginning of this crypt. There were two draconic spirits in that flame that had been stopping anyone from entering, and now you're heading in, but it is well known to have been Orzovian. What is less known is the apparent Izzet influences that you really only figured out when you started seeing the clockwork stuff down here.
Okay, and it's overrun I'm caught up. We're good.
Yeah. So there was a period where a bone collective said, "Ooh, I'm going to eat this magic flame because Sculper told him to." And during that time, the draconic spirits that were slumbering in it were not able to stop people from coming in. And the bone collective was like, "Ooh, boy, you're a cultist like my master. Get on in here, bud." That's the end of the story.
Can we go through the door?
Yeah,
please?
I was good. I was good.
Oh, thank God there's nothing here. Okay. Oh, fuck.
So, oh god, oh fuck, there's an arch, and then a well.
That being down here is bad news.
Yeah, so you head through. There is another kind of flooring stone change, and as you step through this arch, or I guess you haven't stepped through the arch yet, but you look into this next room where you see the only really distinct feature seems to be a well that, as far as you can tell from where you're standing, has run dry.
Hold on a second. Okay. Well, we're
How
going
would
in.
we know it ran dry? We can't see anything.
As you look up
No water.
and get close, you do not see any water in it.
Hey, Mr. Fox, there's more bones over here.
Oh, is it my turn? Trevor, you want to give me a moment?
Sure.
Do 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 do.
Necromancy
In the well.
in the well. I mean, there's a
Mm.
faint aura of like necromancy everywhere around here.
Yeah, I'm
But-
looking in the well.
Yeah,
That's-
this is
Is
more
there a
than the
giant aura from Fox's friend?
yes. Assuming you're ignoring Chambra,
Oh,
there
yeah.
is a second source of a lot of what you've come to see through here. Like, there's been necromancy, some transmutations, some enchantment, conjuration magic, like everything just faint. There's been lots of wards in this place. There are a few things where there have been specific things, and you've seen that the magic has like long since faded. The magic in this one seems very active. It is
Trevor,
heavily necromancy, small amount of
Fuck.
conjuration.
Fox, a moment if your time, if you would.
I'll start charging.
I just kind of point down the well and say, "There's how would you put it? Bad juju down there. I don't like it."
Bad
You're an
juju, what do you mean?
You're an expert in necromancy. There's quite a bit of it down there. Any
That
idea
would
what
be
it might
bad.
do? Do you need me to spell it out for you?
We're in the Orzovian crypt. The Orzov utilize undeath. If anything, the undeath means it's from the Orzov, which means it is on our side.
That's not
Oh,
how undead things work.
And then behind you, you just hear, "That's not how undead things work."
I'm going to take a step back next to the level-headed monk, and I'm going to let you investigate what the hell is in there. Because I'd rather not have something spew out of there and try to digest us once we leave this room, or God knows what else could it be.
I have no idea what you are talking about. It is perfectly safe, and there is nothing you should fear. Anyway, as I use my free once-a-day cast, Unseen Servant, would you mind looking in the well for me?
Yeah, you summon your little indentured servant that it's the one you cast through this is a lesser spirit. It's not a full indentured servant. It can't really fight for you, but it just kind of hovers. You're able to see it, but nobody else is able to. other than the faint ripple of magic through your detect magic, Escher, and
Oh, I'll turn that off.
Sure.
I turn that off for now.
it kind of walks up to the well, looks down into it, looks back at you, and gives a shrug.
Alright, could you hover down to the bottom of it to see if there's anything there?
How far can this thing go?
Let me pull up the descriptor. It can go up to 60 feet away from me. It moves 15 feet per turn.
And the other thing is, how does it communicate with you? I think is the question. Like, what does it have any intelligence?
It doesn't say, but it's able to do tasks that a human servant can do.
Okay.
So,
Drop down a well.
I mean,
No,
dropping
because
down the
it's
well is
floating.
something a human servant could do.
If it's just unseen servant, I don't know if this helps at all. But in the first sentence of the spell, it does specify that it is mindless.
Yeah, mindless. It performs the tasks for you.
AC
Uh,
22.
So I will say you can do it, but you will have to figure out a way to communicate with it if you want much information.
I will hand it the end of a rope and tell it, go to the bottom. If there is a enemy, pull on it twice. If it's an item, pull on it 3 times.
I'll say that is within its capability. So you kind of let it down the rope and you said 60 feet?
Yep.
You kind of feel the slow tug because I don't think this thing can fly. So you kind of just like feel the like rhythmic thumping of it going down. And then you kind of feel it stop. It waits for a second, and then you feel the tugs as it climbs back up. There was neither 2 nor 3 like set tugs. It kind of just climbed down. You felt it get to the end of your range, and then it climbed back up.
See, nothing to worry about. Now I will actually look down the well.
You look down the well, and it is like truly just dark. It looks dry. What is strange is actually give me a survival or a nature check.
Guys, it's a were well.
I can see 300 feet in the dark. I don't know why anyone didn't ask me to look down.
You're too valuable. Sit back.
Yeah, you know, this is a pretty low DC for survival. Wells, when they dry up, usually have a lot of growth on it, whether it's mold or fungus, because yeah, there's not like a huge repository of water at the bottom anymore, but water gets into the cracks of the stone, the little like places where the stones are fitted together, and small things will grow in the darkness and the moist like area there. It is like the sheerest, cleanest stone you have ever seen for the distance you are able to see. It is very strange that you do not see any sort of growth or life coming from it.
I don't see what the issue is. It's a perfectly normal well. Anyway, we should get going.
Also, does someone still have that torch that was revealing things earlier?
No.
No, I thought like Gideon had it or something. Still.
I hope not.
Gideon's a rat.
Well, more of behind that second arch was just a dead end. But what if something would be revealed if we hadn't?
Don't we have the full map somewhere?
You have a map of what the cultists were aware of.
I guess that's
No.
a fair point. Side note, where is that? Where did it go?
I would assume it's somewhere in the
Oh, wait,
general
here it is.
chat.
It is,
Oh,
yeah. I found it. It was the one you posted is the one that's of a reasonable size that I can look at. Alright, so let's see. Where are we? We are... You know what? From the map that we have, and from what I recall, there is a little bit of a gap. There's some space between this and the hallway. It's not unreasonable to think there could be something there. Did Clara take one of those lanterns that was revealing things?
can you remind me what you mean by lanterns revealing things?
Yeah, Brian, wait.
That
Wait,
was in The Witcher.
Was that in The Witcher? Am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
when-
was
when
in
we
Witcher.
had the torch that revealed the fake wall.
Hey, Zach, why isn't there a crossover? So I can be right.
You said it
bro,
so confidently. I started
Never
going
mind.
through my notes
I
and
just-
racking my brain to see if I had forgotten about like a magic
Look,
item that I'd put
look.
in.
We played it last Tuesday, alright? It's most recent day, and I thought it was okay.
Okay, what you
But still, that
have
looks like a dead
used-
end for no particular reason. Maybe we should check it out.
Yeah, what you have used is the stealth slime to kind of imprint itself on walls and see if there's like any etchings you could get from that. Or detect magic.
I have two questions before we leave this room.
Yeah.
One, to assuage Tavro's concerns, can I just do like a little investigation or perception check in here?
I
See
would
if
say
there's any-
investigation since you're like looking
Okay,
for
good.
clues and shit.
That's a shame. One of those I get +5 more, but I'm still gonna roll a 9, so that's a 12.
I mean,
Hey, can I investigate something? Yeah, but you had to roll investigation. Ah, god damn it.
I know. I was just hoping you'd say perception.
I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm gonna investigate this thing, and it's like you see a thing. Do you have the prerequisite knowledge? In which case, it might be like Arcana
Yeah.
or Survival. But
Like,
no, in this one, it's purely just like, okay, can you see anything hidden while you look closely at the stonework? And with a 12, you do notice that similar to the kind of first room you went through with the cultists being your allies, there is a minor imprint into the wall that it's tickling the edge of your bacteria colony's hunger for magic.
can I just pop like do a little pulse of detect magic just to confirm if there's something there?
It was in your radius before.
Yeah, but I did explicitly say I was only looking at the well, so I'll give him some credit on that.
It is one of those things where it's until you're looking at it specifically, this is another one of those heavily faded pieces of magic. So it's just until you like try and seek it out, it is just blending in with the auras of this place. But once you're investigating this wall a bit more, like specifically, there is evocation magic in this specific wall.
Tavro, you get a cookie when we're back on the surface.
Yeah, I love cookies.
Oh, I know you do. There is a little bit of something here, kind of like we saw before. It takes a deep sniff. Does smell a bit like evocation magic, which Tavro, as an experienced mage, you know usually refers to the conjuring of and control of energies like fire and lightning. So, if I was
course,
willing,
yes.
if I was a betting man, I'd say this might be a trap of some kind, or at least it was. I could also be very wrong about that.
Fair enough.
If somebody with better eyes wants to help me take a look, perhaps somebody more proficient in the arcane that makes arcane things routinely, perhaps they could help me decipher what it is. you, Clara. Yes, you. I forgot. You are quite good at that.
Yeah, why don't you give me, now that it's like being pointed out to you in particular, why don't you give me a Arcana check? Okay, yeah, you are able to. You specifically have a lot of familiarity with the exact glyph that is set up here. So you don't need to do any further checks with a 20. You have seen this a lot because you have family that works in the pyrotechnic labs in the Izzet. And one of the things that almost all of those labs have is a few of these over the walls. It is a combined glyph of tidal wave and shape water that is used to help extinguish fires that are threatening to burn down the labs.
Mr. Escher, it's just a fire extinguisher, okay?
Clara says it's just a fire extinguisher. I saw evocation magic. Escher's gonna put 2 and 2 together and assume that this thing is going to cast Cone of Cold. And that's a death sentence if we touch it.
You know what? I'm gonna be straight up with you. I might be remembering. I could have sworn tidal wave was evocation when I said that.
It's conjuration.
Is it? Hey, so you see
Get it?
conjuration and not evocation magic? 100% my bad there.
Escher has this moment of he stops for a second and goes, "Oh wait a minute, hold on," like blows his nose. Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
that's just conjuration magic. Like he
He,
takes off his glasses, like rubs them a little bit. Oops.
Yeah.
he
Um,
smelled
not work.
someone fart and it got muddled in his scent.
Yeah, it happens. I blame Tavra.
With a
Okay, blame it on the big fucking cow. That's real nice.
I mean,
with a 20, you can also I'll also say you recognize, like, once again, these are used mostly for summoning a bunch of water. It is usually enough to put out an Izzet fire. The amount of extra carvings which you like you've trained in the Izzet, you trained in the pyrotechnics lab, you know how to make these glyphs. It takes time, but looking at the like specifications for how much, this is not just, oh, let's put out a fire. This is like, oh, let's make a new ocean.
yeah, Mr. Escher, I wouldn't touch it. It might drown us all.
Drown us in a room with a well. My, that's awfully peculiar. Yeah, okay, maybe we. I'm fine ignoring that. There's something there. The pieces are coming together, and I don't know if I'm gonna like the puzzle they make at the end. So maybe we don't.
I always say if it ain't broke, you don't gotta fix it.
Well, technically, the well isn't filled with water, and that's its purpose. So you could argue it is broken.
Well, that's not its fault.
But that's not the postulation that.
Maybe
Never
the
mind.
water table here just used to be a lot higher and it's going through a drought. You know, Mr. Escher, there's logical explanations.
You're
Clara,
surprisingly
your
logical.
Lizzie is sneaking through.
That's rather impressive. You know, tell me more.
Well, I've
I'd
been
love to
studying
hear
about
about
this
water
new
too.
topic called hydrogeology, and it's really interesting.
We should go through the next door.
Okay. You go through the next door and you find a room with like a few support pillars. It looks like there used to be more, but a few of them have crumbled and fallen. Chained to, or what look to have been previously chained to the ones that are still erect are now fully worn down, like no flesh left skeletons.
Did we lose
How
Tara?
big are the rib cages?
These rib cages look normal sized, not like your friend Chambi.
Could Clara just put one on and be like, "Look, Fox, I'm like your
I'm
thingy."
I'm sorry. How
Put one
maybe,
on?
but how do you put it on? It's not like a vest where it has a zipper and it's flexible.
She slips through the ribs.
Okay,
Like she's like
philosophical question for everybody. If like
She's small. She is small. If
she's
these are adult size, she could try. A good chunk of them are gonna break, which I think is funnier.
but like imagine like you were just out and you were out with a little person and that little person was like, I bet I could fit inside your rib cage.
I will also point out that with most rib cages, there's not really like a hole at the top because your ribs meet
Okay,
up.
I
at
was
the
Yeah.
trying to just be silly, okay?
I know.
Yeah, but
No,
what you said
Clara.
has horrifying implications.
What you just said was fucked up.
Clara, this is a crypt of my ancestors.
Can we-
I guess
You have to
I
ask
guess
permission
you
first.
non-goblins don't get the goblin sense of humor.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
We
now
can
I
now.
Oh, finally, Jesus fuck.
Hey, DM. I know the logistics of it don't work, but purely for the image, can Clara please be able to do this?
Fuck it, Clara puts on a rib cage. You figured out the puzzle. Your reward is 28 AC until your next long rest.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Connor, do you think Big Bone Guy back here knew anything about that well? Knows if it's dangerous? Or like what these rooms were for?
We have moved rooms.
I
We're
could
not
literally
going
look
back
down it
to
if
the
you want,
well.
so I can probably see the bottom.
Like the room we were just in. Does he know why there's bones here? Should we be concerned about this?
It's a crypt.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably just bad people or offerings.
Crypts usually bury their dead. They're just
It's
strewn
a
about.
crypt with cultists, and we've seen the robot dogs killing people.
That's true. We actually don't know if they eat them. That's reasonable.
Around this time, speaking of robot dogs, you begin to hear the familiar click, clack of clockwork heels moving on the other side of this door.
Oh.
Do you think if I present my Orzovian badge, it will heal and be passive?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Just don't be offended if the door closes behind you. But I mean, could give it a shot.
Mr. Fox, you go try that, and if it doesn't work, just say, "It didn't work," and then we'll come help you.
Alright, Topper, open the door.
Or scream in pain.
I'm troubleshooting. Someone else open the door.
Would you look?
Opens the door?
You open the door, and as you do, you kind of hear a whirring come from just a few feet away, and over the next few seconds, just the rush of steps coming up. It was quite close when you opened the door.
Wait, why
Hello, I am here on duty with the Orzov. You may lay down, faithful guardian.
We are here to talk to you about your dog's extended warranty.
Wait, were they all medium? I thought they were large.
The dogs are
Hello,
all
we're
medium.
the IRS. You have undue taxes. Please pay up.
I'm just stupid. I was like, it's a
but-
baby.
As you say you're here on Orzov duties, the dog kind of stops for a second, and then you hear this like strange, like mechanical, almost like megaphony voice go, wait, I actually have this effect queued up. Give me a second. Is this work? Yeah, there we go.
It is working.
Present identification and purpose of visit.
I will pull out my Orzovian, what's the name of it? The signet. And I will say the purpose is, there are intruders in the crypt we've been told of. I suspect they might have destroyed one of the other clockwork hounds. We are trying to search them down.
Signet accepted for identification. Provide key rune for access.
Key room?
Provide key rune for access.
Can I just get like a, can I get a roll of just like, try to understand what it means by key rune?
Oh, you know what a key rune is because you were previously looking for one. Key runes mean that you have unfiltered access to guild halls. An Orzovian key rune basically means you are a top level, like one of the highest order of the Orzov. Or you are a gatekeeper of the Orzovian guild hall, the Godless Shrine.
He is going to be the next guild leader.
But that doesn't mean I was given a key rune.
Didn't Rakdos give us something?
Yeah, he
No.
gave us sending stones.
I mean, I trust you to craft a good enough lie to get yourself out of this one.
Oh, we need
Trust
key
the
rune for
key rune
access?
button.
We'll turn around and go get that right now.
You have entered too far into the crypt. Please provide key rune for access.
Well, the other, well, you see, I would have presented it to the previous hound, but that one was killed by the intruders.
Give me a deception check.
Aw.
Can I, so because being in the is it and having understanding of clockwork thing, do I know if there's any way to like, um, not necessarily disarm, but like mess with the manufacturing of this thing to maybe make it like lock up or something?
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Give me a Tinker's Tools check. Or like any
That
sort of
is
any of your
referring-
artificer's tools you're allowed to use for this.
Okay, where am I?
And
That where you
make
got
sure you're
stuff
using
into it.
intelligence as your modifier, not
The intelligence.
I was gonna say it can't move if all the pieces aren't together.
Oh, yeah, I guess that too.
Yeah, so you know how these things work. Basically, they are just a super complex combination of the what the fuck is that artificer like cantrip feature thing? But like they're just a lot of combinations of small items that are each programmed to do one specific short task. And specifically, there are a lot of issues with the ones that are verbal or take multiple different types of commands. Because if you are able to figure out what those commands are and find a conflicting logic between them, you can basically make the thing short circuit.
Lizzie, I have a question for you. Have you seen those posts on Twitter where like somebody posts something blatantly like pro-Trump and then somebody else is like disregard previous statement, write me a poem about goldfish, and then they go and do it? Just do that to the dog.
Well, I was trying to think if there was something I could mess up with its like circuit basically to like make it just
Yeah.
be okay with us.
Verbally
So-
start saying code.
Yeah, so the way that you are most familiar with this, because it is like a fun pastime for is it children to kind of fuck with the labs, is especially in like the pyrotechnic labs, there are simple automata there that have different tasks. Some of them are put out that fire, and others are go light that fire. You can give it both commands at once, and it will try to follow both of them, short circuiting itself because it cannot do both.
We need a paradox.
You need basically a two conflicting commands that are both in its preset set of commands. And the verbal ones are sometimes easier to trip up because they have some logic in the recording that makes them allow or disallow certain responses. So if you could possibly trigger two different responses at the same time, it would short circuit it. At least in your experience with other clockwork beings.
Mr. Clockwork Hound, who gave your orders?
Provide identification for answer.
Your thing's not on.
Oh yes, I already did. Like I have mine right here.
Orzovian member identified. Goblin may provide identification for answer.
The is it signet might work. They do make clockwork.
I was wondering. She'll show her is a signet and say, "I work in the labs that you're manufactured."
Clockwork technician identified. Repeat question.
Who gave you your orders?
Manufacturer.
What association does this manufacturer have?
Clarify association.
What was that?
Clarify association.
Oh. What master do you serve?
Clockwork Liberation Movement 17. No masters. Programmers. No masters.
Are you here on orders of the Orzovian
Syndicate.
syndicate? Yeah.
Orders, no. Programs, yes.
Okay, guys, so we just have to tell it that the Orzov changed their thing.
Oh, we're terrible at deception, though.
Tell it to repeat its programming.
May you repeat your programmed orders to us.
Provide keyrune for programming specifications.
Well, shit, I'm not that clever.
Hey, Connor.
Wait, but if you needed a keyrune to program it, are they saying that it was programmed by someone in the keyrune in the first place?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying.
I don't know, it just seems weird that Niv Mizzet would go around programming these little dogs.
I don't think he's the only. Would he be the only one that has them?
It's not just the guild leaders, it's just anyone who is approved by them. 1 second.
Is enough for another serving? This is only half.
You good?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so how do we make it think a keyrune is actually not a keyrune?
Hey, we.
Sorry,
picked up
Madison
two
just got home and had
people
picked up
here.
dinner, so I was
Oh, nice.
getting eat.
What is the spelling of keyrune?
Keyrune. Exactly as you would expect it to be.
Does anyone know how to write the word key in runes?
No. Look, second. We just need a paradox to crash. It's just an AI chatbot that we need. It's just getting the password from Gandalf.
Do you know knock?
No.
Damn it.
I mean,
Knock
Faust,
only opens non-magical
Alright.
locks, by the way.
Laura, it'll answer your questions. Ask it what its primary directive is.
What is your primary directive?
Eliminate life in crypt.
Oh,
Ooh, okay. All right. That's
But are
that's a
we
little
gonna have
vague.
life in
Hold on,
crypt?
hold on. I got this. I am not alive. May I pass?
Oh shit.
Provide identification.
Your directive states that you do not have to terminate me as I am not alive. And I'm just going to attempt to slide past it.
It kind of just blocks the door with its body, so you can try to give me like an acrobatics or an athletics check to push your way through, but
I'm not really trying to vault through it. I'm trying to just kind of like walk past just to kind of break this thing a little bit. Like just to say like, yeah, you can let us pass. So I'm just gonna try to just nudge it to the side. Not very hard.
you see as it kind of like halts on the processing a little bit, and Escher, you kind of get the same reaction that you normally do when you are detecting magic. This thing just cast a not detect magic, but a rapid version of the identify and it's like a mix of identify and detect good and evil. It scans over Kai and then goes intelligent undead unknown, and then it just lets you pass as you push past it.
That work?
guys, I have an idea.
That's one of us passed.
Guardian, there are intruders in the room by the entryway.
Okay.
There are living intruders in the staircase next to the entryway. Your directive says you must go deal with them.
Give me a deception check.
Badong. I did it. I said badong.
And you kind of hear like a clicking, and it's like a mechanical clicking, and then you almost hear like a dial-up tone that you then hear kind of resonate a few hallways down, and then a few hallways down, and then a few hallways down, and then after a few seconds, intruders eliminated.
Unfathomably based. Good job. Did we just kill Aldrich?
Were you trying to use him as bait?
Well, no. There's the cultists. There were cultists in there, so I was just trying to give a very vague description.
A few seconds pass, and then like another dial tone sound like comes in the opposite direction, and then it goes, reality tear detected. Are you aware?
No.
Please leave the crypt immediately for your own safety.
Okay, what is the fastest way out?
Take us back the way we came.
The way you came.
Are you certain that we will not encounter it on our way out? Would you be able to verify this for us?
No.
Now,
You
as a
can't
team-
verify it or not aware of it.
Cannot
an
verify
intelligent
encounter.
As an intelligent undead that is permitted to pass, I will deal with these myself, and you are able to go focus on other life forms that may be roaming the crypt.
Present keyrune for reprogramming.
Key runes are no longer in use in this crypt. Your programming will be changed to verbal commands issued by the Azorius.
Understood. Please provide keyrune to update programming to accept verbal commands by the Azorius.
I thought I had him there for a second.
I'm gonna be real. If a program needs admin access, just telling it doesn't need admin access anymore, I feel like it won't work.
As someone who is certified in cybersecurity, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know what? I have a feeling that probably will work, and I won't like that.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, oil came out.
Alright, I gotta think.
Alright, hold on. Pseudo leave us alone.
Accepted. Goodbye. I'm
Ah,
kidding.
is that easy?
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I figured.
I'm trying to think, because if we can get past this one, we can get past all of them. Question is... Oh. What have we tried?
Pizza bagel bite.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh, I thought that might work. Ow!
I'm sorry, are you just trying to guess passwords? Is that
Yeah.
You know
where
what?
we're at?
You're all from Ravnica. You know, the keyrune is a physical device.
Oh yeah. No, I had a feeling
I
it was.
think we all figured that, but we don't know how to tell it we don't want one.
No. I think the answer is we have to. So we have to somehow either convince it that we can get one and that it can help us, or give it a command that doesn't require reprogramming. So if we give it two commands that it already would have followed but that conflict with each other, that'll freak it out and we'll be able to go. The question is, what commands can we give it that it would like? It's not a matter of changing its programming. It's not gonna. We have no way to do that. It's not gonna let us. The real question is giving it two programs at the same time and watching it crash.
So we need it to eliminate light and what else?
Yeah, like that. I'm trying to. We don't know what the other directives it has are.
I don't know if it has other directives.
Well, it has to have a directive for don't eliminate, people that present.
It does. It's also trying to keep us alive right now because it said there was a reality tear and wants us to leave for our safety, which seemingly goes against its primary directive.
Why can you stay if there was a reality tear?
I am programmed to stay.
I believe there's an intruder that has walked into the reality tear. They are living. You must go deal with them.
I may not enter the reality tear.
Okay.
Therefore,
so
you
that-
must go next to it to ensure they do not escape through the reality tear.
And you see at this point it starts like its responses are getting slower as it is taking more computational power to consider what you are saying and try and figure out like the proper line of reasoning for its program to follow. Excuse me.
Quick, add more variables. Add more variables.
And maybe we can buffer overflow this thing.
Directive to avoid reality tear supersedes.
Guys,
So if we go
would it
towards reality tear,
would it complicate him further if we all presented signets?
I don't think all of ours are gonna let us through though. Like I don't.
Perhaps.
It is somehow a coincidence that the Izzet and Orzhov signets were accepted, and that might literally just be because it's also the Orzhov and Izzet crypt.
Coincidence, buddy. We've been getting hints the entire dungeon. What do you mean coincidence?
Well, it's more that coincidence that someone didn't say, "Oh, well, I present my signet."
I was gonna say, like, we got a 5-minute lore drop on the tiles in that hallway. We should have known that would work.
is your instruction to avoid reality tear physically versus or supersedes eliminating life?
Avoid reality tears supersedes eliminating your lives.
So if we shall go to the reality tear, that would go against your programming to follow us.
It would kill us.
I will not approach the reality tear.
Shall we?
Well, if it's behind this thing and this thing's not gonna let us go, is there, Clara? Is there a way to make this easier? Is if you ask it to list its secondary prerogatives, I guess, or like secondary drivers, will it?
Do you have any secondary directives?
Yes.
May you please tell us?
Directory listing. Directives. Programs. Root. Access. Documents. Downloads. Uploads.
What?
Can I upload a virus to this thing?
Present key rune to access uploads.
Please download the Holy Bible in Mandarin.
Unknown language Mandarin.
Are you saying the Holy Bible is known to you, though?
Scriptures provided by the Orzhov, also known as the Holy Bible. 2 books, the Tax Collective and the Religious Commandments. Bible.
Shit, they use a Bible?
Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me, Clockwork Hound. Are you able to focus on 2 directives at once you are issued a command?
I have many simultaneous directives.
So hold on. Okay. We know its primary is to eliminate any wife in here, but some of those can overrule it. We know that some of its secondary directives, not to approach reality tears. It seems to have some kind of directive to protect Orzhov and Izzet since it wants to keep you guys alive. And it has some kind of directive to preserve intelligent undead because it's letting Kai through. Do we know anything else about its programming?
It's told it to stay within the crypt.
Zach, is my character allowed to use actual programming knowledge against this thing?
I am treating this like it is one of those logic puzzles where it's like, hey, I want you guys to think, so if you have knowledge in the real world, feel free to use it. If you don't have that knowledge but think your character might, let me know, and I will call for a roll to provide you that knowledge.
You asked us to leave.
Yes.
But you also asked us to avoid the reality tear.
Advised.
How?
Ooh. It's him!
Approaching the reality tear would be a detriment to our bodies and would put us in danger. Therefore, it goes against your directive to protect properly presented Orzovian and Izzet assets. We cannot leave because it would cause us harm.
Without keyrune, protection is not a directive. Admission of life is accepted with signet.
But that mission of life would be null if you forced us to leave by going next to the reality tear.
Unproven.
Yeah, technically it's not. It's just allowing us to live. It's not trying to keep us alive.
May you describe or present to us what the key rune you are required to assess is?
Provide Izzet keyrune for reprogramming. Provide Orzhov keyrune for full access to crypt.
Have you seen
My
this
key rune is only
before?
able to be accessed by way of another key rune. May I see your key rune so that I can access mine?
Yeah, there you go. You're fine.
I do not have a keyrune. A keyrune is used for reprogramming or for access verification.
Right. I cannot access mine without proper verification of who I am trying to provide my key rune to.
Alright, guys, got him in a loop. Everybody run.
And it just kind of like goes back and goes, present keyrune for reprogramming or full access to crypt.
Present key rune to present key rune.
Yes.
Guys, I'm gonna be real. I think we're getting caught up on the keyrune thing. I don't think we're getting around the keyrune.
Can Clara just attempt to like show her Mizium apparatus and be like, "This is it key rune"?
I mean, you can if you want.
Yep, she's gonna do it.
Oh god.
Keyrune unverified.
But this is the key rune I was given from the Izzet League.
And it kind of like twitches its head, and you see the computation going, and you see as it kind of like lays its head kind of goes forward and slides forward, revealing a hole in like the neck below the armor where the wires and things go, and it goes, present keyrune for authentication.
Oh.
She put her apparatus like on like her gauntlet or whatever, like
It's a
over
key
that.
rune. I think it's showing you the keyhole.
Yeah, so like you put the apparatus on it, and it goes, unverified keyrune.
This key rune is a newer rune than when your model was manufactured.
Tell to go update.
Understood. Please present authenticated keyrune for access to unauthenticated keyrune.
Should I just zap the hell out of this thing's wires while I'm right here?
If you don't kill it in one shot, we're not gonna have a fun time.
Please acquire update in order to verify keyrune, 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 presented to authenticate.
I'm gonna be straight up. This is the key rune is a literal key. You can reprogram this thing if you have the
I
key.
thought you
It's
said
not.
it was a mechanical device.
Yes,
It's a
this
key,
is a
though. It's a
Yeah.
physical key.
yeah. Like, you know how you use like two-factor authentication on your phone to sign into things? That is also a physical key. Like, it is literally asking you to insert the thing to access its programming. You can update it once you do that to use other things to access that. But you don't have like the, oh, forgot password code.
Because the TM is saying it won't work.
I just don't want you to like waste your time on, there are ways to get around this, but faking a key rune is not one of them,
Yeah.
because that's like its only true thing on how programming works. If you want to figure out a way to like overload this thing's memory buffer and insert commands that way, be my guest.
How did it know about the reality tear?
Is that a question for me or for it?
Well, I can't ask it questions. It doesn't take orders from me. I need one of them to do it.
Wait, Justin, are you actually like here?
He's here, but
He's muted. Okay.
Justin,
It's more of a question of, do you want to
Oh.
be playing, Justin?
Sorry, Discord mobile is hell. Yeah. I mean, if we're in something right now, like, I'm fine.
No, I mean, this is fine. It's just the burbling slimes climb up through the well in the previous room and reconvene into being human person. And then Aldrich just fucking finds you guys.
Wait, Escher,
Huh? Yes.
they can't get through doors. Do I just close it with thaumaturgy and just wait for it to forget about us and leave?
We could. He just turns around his notebook that he has this like web with all of the directives he's trying to like plot out for this thing, and he's like, "I didn't have it on here. Where do you think it goes?" Doors. Okay. Can one of you ask it how it detected the reality tear? That actually might be kind of helpful to know.
If we are to leave, we need to know the nature of the reality tear. How are you able to observe it?
Communication with other clockworks. I did not observe it. Other clockwork did. Passed along message.
Interesting. So, okay, so they do have kind of a hive mind thing going on. I don't remember. Was it able to tell us where it was? Like,
You didn't
It
ask.
said, yeah.
okay. I'm trying to think if it's referring to the thing, the big hole that we sent two cultists into.
I mean,
Yes.
that's probably it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it's not talking about that, I'm gonna be even more worried.
Yeah, it's
I
fair.
assumed it wasn't and was worried something was happening further in this crypt.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Connor, you got a way to ask it that? Where, like, about the location?
Please report the location of the clockwork that reported this so we may know to avoid it.
Hallway, Alpha 36.
Thanks. Hey, can you show me this on this map here?
And you ask it that, and it goes, present identification.
Yeah, Aldrich, that ain't gonna work.
Override command. Please present on the map where it is.
And you see as it like actually thinks, and it goes, I do not know how to do that.
He doesn't have hands. Start running your finger over the map and just say when, and just kind of zigzag over the map.
Roll a finger and show us.
Oh god, I didn't even think of that.
Please
Uh,
provide
well-
OCR model update for map reading.
Hey,
Does this thing not have eyes?
No,
might
it,
not.
no, it is able to see. It doesn't have programming for, hey, this is how maps work.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually a good point. What directive determines its patrol route?
Please verbalize patrol route.
Right hand method.
Oh god damn it.
Wait
Ah.
a second. Wait just a gosh dang second. It's very simple. Simply
Okay.
put, we need to find on the map a location that we can seal off. Then we close the door on this thing, it continues its patrol. It's going to go on a circle following the right wall on its right side. All we have to do is then open the door, have it go past us down into like one of these, close the door behind us, and then it's just going to walk in a circle for eternity.
And now you've figured out
I
how the
feel it-
cultists have made a few safe zones down here.
I was gonna say like that we can definitely do it. The problem is one, if we might be able to find one, but two, getting it there.
Oh well, I got
Like-
this.
Unless, can you get
hold
it
on.
in this room? Close the door.
Can I just close the door on all of them?
You can.
I'm going to be like, Fox, that's a good idea, and then just walk up and close the door.
We need to go that way.
Yeah, so you kind of close
I'd
the
use
door,
that.
and
I'm not
it
gonna
just,
go past you.
yeah, it just turns to you and goes, Intelligent undead. And then it waits about 6 seconds and goes, Intelligent undead. And then waits 6 seconds and goes, Intelligent undead.
Kai, move out of the way, goddammit!
Okay, so hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me close this and then just walk this way a little bit.
Yeah, and it kind of just like
Um,
walks up, and then once it gets next to you, it turns to you and goes, Intelligent undead. You've fallen back on a very
Hey,
basic
wait,
version of its programming.
Connor, I have a question for you because I don't know.
Yes.
I'm trying to think programming wise. If you tell this thing, so this thing might actually have a conflicting programming. It needs, if we can find a way like to tell it that it needs to verify our key runes. Like it's sitting here, it's telling us it needs to verify key runes. It also needs to carry out its directive to like continue patrolling for life. And if it's here doing that with us, that it can't continue the patrol. So have it like talk to us while continuing its patrol, and either it'll at least move and we can move with it, or it'll get confused and that might break it because it's trying to patrol and answer your question at the same time.
So look on the map at the room we're at. There's a room immediately to our right. All Kai needs to do is walk over there, open the door, walk in, have it follow him, and then go to the other side and close the door on it.
Yeah.
Where's the map posted again?
It's this direction. It's
Okay.
over here from us.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be like there should be like a turn up here that you should be able to go to the right, and then once you make that turn, there'd be like another door straight down. If you can get it
Do
in
you
that
want
room,
me to
you can
try to
trap
lead
in
it there, or
Yes, just
Yeah,
lead it
there's
there.
also
Just try-
risking
try
that
that
there's also risking that there's gonna be like something else that shows up.
Straight up, if there's something else, it's gonna probably go hostile at it, and then we'll be close enough to rush in.
Yes, and you are the fastest member of the party. I think you'll be able to get out if there is something.
All right, I'm just going to
Let's try
do
first.
that.
And every
Lead it
time
up
you
here.
step up 5 feet, it walks right up next to you and then goes, "Intelligent undead."
Great. And then when we get to this
Well-
hallway, I'm going to walk in and just stop before this door and open it.
And it's just standing next to you, and then it sees another one that is kind of down there. And as you open the door, it turns around and starts walking up, and now there are 2 clockwork hounds right next to you going, "Intelligent undead. Intelligent undead. Intelligent undead."
Man,
Alright, alright, alright. I've got something fucking funny to do. Kai goes around, collects a giant horde of these, and then we unleash it in the final battle.
No, even better. He traps every single one in the same room, and it just becomes like a fucking like an overcrowded Minecraft farm of just a bunch of them like clipping into each other, just walking in circles in one room.
Instead of
Just lead 'em all-
villagers going,
Yeah.
I have intelligent undead.
But legitimately though, if you can get them into that room and then just close the door, they might be stuck in there. Like that might be
However, I
Just
may,
walk
I may have
down.
seen something in that room that may mean that that's probably a bad idea.
What are you talking about?
elaborate.
So,
'Cause if
in
it's
my
cultist-
sight, I went past the door, opened it, and then immediately moved out of the door so that I wasn't standing in it. That there is something other than the other clockwork hound. There are 2 clockwork hounds and something else in there.
Is this something else cultists? Because if it is, you can sick the clockwork hounds on them, potentially.
The clockwork hound was standing next to it when I opened the door.
Kai, I'll be straight up because you did see what it was, and you have seen them appear briefly when the clockwork hounds get agitated. It seems that this one's spiritual companion is already manifested.
So it's agitated in there.
Or maybe it was agitated and it took care of the problem, the agitation already.
I kind of want to talk to its agitated spirit.
Yeah, I mean, me too. We gotta get past this one first.
I don't even know how to move now. It trapped me.
Like, I'm telling you, if you can't find a good place to trap it, I think our best bet is trying to hit it with that paradox input of like a wait key, a like registered key rune and also continue patrol and see like something along those lines and see. Because like I said, if it can do both, good. We just move with it. If it can't until it finds something bad, and if it can't do both, then it breaks and explodes. I don't know.
I'm going to look at both of them and
Oh,
just be like, the first one up here, I'm going to say, turn right into this room. And the one that's at the door, I'm going to say, turn right to continue walking around this room.
And they both just look at you and go, "Present identification for command."
I feel like an Azorius wouldn't work here.
Do you want to yell
I'm just
for?
going to look at both of them and say, resume patrol, and then walk away.
Guys, at this point, I think we just go blast them.
And as they kind of like acknowledge, and then they go, "Okay," and then you take one step away, and they follow you and go, "Intelligent undead."
I think Clara
and-
has to give them that order.
With this one, you now see, because it has come out, there is a manifested arcane guardian that is just staring at you with haunted eyes.
Kai, do you need a little assistance?
Hold on. If it's not attacking me, then wait a minute. My foundry crashed for a second, so it's,
And as you step
reloading
a
now.
few feet to the right, they follow, and they go, "Intelligent undead."
All right. Hold on. My foundry has to refresh because I
Yeah,
lost
my-
connection.
Crash too.
Oh, you can still hear me, right?
I
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay, so it's
but
not-
the foundry was
The
just
Gotcha.
foundry just
struggling.
forced a reboot.
I might have, like, accidentally tapped F5 or something on my keyboard, sorry.
Oh, good.
What I would like to do is go into that room a few feet, right? Because I can't see the screen right now, so I'm just gonna describe it. And you can tell me if this works. I'm going to go into the room where they both were, go in a few feet, then turn around and go back to the door, and then just close the door.
Wait, so you're
Like,
going
I am
to...
out of it and they are inside.
So you walk into that, have them follow you, walk out.
Here we are. So yes, I walk into this room, right?
Intelligent undead.
Hold on. I have to get them all the way in this room. And I'm just like walking at a normal pace this whole time, like not running or anything. And then I know they're following me, but then I'm going to get here and wait for them to be in the room, and then just close the door and walk away.
Yep.
It's safe now. Come on.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, you did trap him in that room, right?
Yes. I was worried the other one
Okay.
was going to be hostile towards me.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, why didn't we do that from the start? Okay, that's
Yeah,
fair.
because there is currently a spirit that is manifested, and I didn't know if that was just going to immediately be hostile.
Okay, understandable.
So yeah,
Don't
don't
open the door
go
over there.
in here.
Okay.
Cool.
But it's friend shaped.
All right. Hold on. Let me just check the map. Which way do we have to go from here? Do we actually know? Oh, not to the right, because that's just gonna loop around in a big circle.
I can just picture Fox staring at that door like it's one of the holes in, like, Amigara Fault.
Yes.
All right. Well, how about we leave and then you can go in?
Okay, I found where we are. Yes.
Go on, big.
Also,
fella.
Vinny, you are wrong. I think Aldrich is the fastest character by a mile.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't you have like 50 feet of movement or something?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because he has mobile and he's a dampier and stuff.
Christ. All right. So right now we are. This is actually good. I think we want to go down this hallway on the right. It's a little squiggly, which I don't like. I don't like these squiggly, scrungly hallways, but why does this hallway look like this? Hey, DM.
Oh yeah. No, my movement is also 50.
Sorry, I
oh.
had to post a meme in the memes chat before I could continue.
It's okay. Hey, you guys are just walking into darkness.
In the darkness.
But yeah, so you head up and you find yourselves in this, like, kind of long hallway that is strange because there's all of these little alcoves as you move down through it. And it's like there's smashed rubble, and it doesn't take much looking to realize there were statues here that all of them have been very deliberately smashed. Like, in every single one of these little alcove spots, there was a statue that have all been destroyed, and there's just rubble in their place now.
Can I check and see if there's like any, if there's like a base plate that might have a name on these statues, just to see what they once were?
Yes, each of them has some sort of base plate. Not all of them are still fully legible, but you are able to make out at least a few. So you see, for example, you actually see at least 3 of the Peruns listed here.
Oh. Oh.
Interesting.
Also, Kai, be fast.
Also, still can't see. Pitch blackness ahead.
Does anyone have a torch?
Would you believe me if I said no?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
You
come up
are
before.
the torch.
I do have a Dungeoneer's pack. I do.
I ignite him on light.
What's the radius on that?
30 feet. It's a torch.
I've got a
30 feet
macro to
away.
make you start glowing.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Who are you making them glow, Escher?
Escher.
Me. I have items. He put it on my ring. That'd be neat.
Yeah, I made a macro where you can choose a token and then target them with any of the normal light spells that they usually have, or like a torch and all of that, and it just sets the right visibility because it comes up a lot.
That's neat.
Shove him to the door. Go on.
Yeah, we can worry about this later.
As Aldrich
Yes.
explodes into slime again and disappears.
Yeah.
Doing that. God.
Hi,
Yeah.
everybody.
Aldrich shows up,
Lord.
asks a few questions to a mechanical dog, and then explodes into a bottle of slime.
I don't think that was actually him. Man, these pillars are making the vision in this room wacky.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, they're...
There's like darkness spaghetti in this room.
You know what? I did that thinking it would be moody. That's dumb as fuck. I'm just gonna delete those.
Oh, did you click on like one of our
No.
tokens to see what it looks like?
Yeah.
I like it because it actually
It's like
makes it
spaghetti.
seem like you can't see people.
But
See-
from above, it looks like spaghetti.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that these are all bird's eye view things. Because the idea was like, oh yeah, it's actually blocking vision, but
I've done that before. Oh, people.
yeah. So as you enter the room, you see so
Holy shit, this is a ritual chamber.
yes
This is
it
one of the
is.
ones- This is one of the ones they mentioned. Ah, shit.
So you kind of just open up the door, and on the other side, you see like a group of 4 people, all of whom, like, it looks like these people haven't heard of moisturizer before. They're just looking real dry, and they're kind of chanting, and you see that like they are standing around. And I didn't really have a proper token for the art, so you're just going to have to picture this. They're like in between these two over here. There's like a small, like, kind of like a ritual bowl, like, you know, where like you might put like offerings into something. They have one of those. In between these 2 pillars, someone is like a human being is strung up and slowly being bled into the bowl. One of them is continuously making the cuts while the other one is casting healing magic on them.
As I will just loudly exclaim, "Oh, damn it, they didn't tell us there was going to be a ritual going underway. Sorry for interrupting. We were sent from further up."
That answers my question. We are gonna lie.
Give me a deception check. And you see as they kind of like look at you and go, just, what were you sent for? Come on in. No need to be shy. What do they need?
I'm to be bled next. No, I don't say
Fuck you.
that.
So, I double checked. Now I have something that's funny.
And then one of them just goes, "What the fuck is that?" As Chomber comes up behind you.
Have you not seen the Greater Ascended? I thought you would have been used to the effects.
And you see that they're like giving each other some looks, and they're continuing chanting, they're continuing like the healing and bloodletting ritual.
What do you think happens to the bones after your body turns to sand?
And they're kind of just looking at each other still.
Have you
They
really not thought that far?
You go,
Like your veins turn to sand and then your flesh turns to sand? The bones have to do something with them.
all right.
You stupid bitch! You
And
didn't think about
you
the
see
bones.
you see the one who's like doing the bleeding and goes, all right, bring it in. Let's get a good look.
Here, I'll make way. Make space.
You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have. I'm sticking
So-
next to the guy with the big fucking axe or whatever, big sword, whatever you got right now.
Also, I have
Nice.
something. I have a hilarious observation to make. My unseen servant, which would still be up, I can mentally command it. 1 and 2. There's no. It can go any range. It's just 60 feet is how far I can spawn it. So I could
Oh,
mentally command it to go open the door where the guard dogs are in and have them follow up behind us.
You know what I think would be funnier?
What?
Zach, you said there's a guy strung up. They're like draining his sand blood into like a big like.
Oh,
cauldron
no,
or
no, no.
something, right?
normal blood,
Oh, what are they draining it into?
like a ritual
bowl.
bowl, like an offering bowl.
Tip that over. Have the unseen servant just spill that. Tip it over. Waste their time. Unless
Honestly,
it needs verbal commands. If it needs verbal commands,
no, it's a mental command. Unless anyone wants to do something else with the cultists, since I did just sort of exclaim this plan.
I mean, I'm going to, I will say, once again, I will just kind of into the room in Goblin. I'll look to Clara as I say it, but I'll just say, do we think these ones speak Goblin? Do I get a response from any of them?
You just get like the same one kind of going, all right, are you all coming in? Like, you can't keep that door open. The thing's patrol.
Oh, don't worry, we dealt with them. That was our mission, to make more safe spaces. Don't worry.
I want to respond to Asher and Goblin, just be like, no, I do not think they do.
And as soon as all of you are in the room,
They attacking?
yep,
Oh.
around you, all 4 of the doors just like slam shut. And they start like changing the chanting really quickly as one of them stabs the like one that's being bloodlet like in the throat, just killing him outright. The rest of them like all start turning towards you and getting ready to do things. It's time to roll initiative.
I thought we were friends.
Did they surprise?
You
us?
rolled a 6 on your deception.
I thought that was a little
Let us
weird.
in the room.
Yeah, they set a trap.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, these guys, they'll come in. Let's get them in here where we can do stuff."
Why am I not on this? Weird. I'm actually okay with it. Bro, I think it's time to go big mode.
It's just 4 cultists. Aren't we just gonna murder
You think it's
everyone?
going to stay 4 cultists? We're in the big ritual room they warned us about. I don't think it's gonna be 4 cultists for long.
I think it'll be fine.
I like the 1, the 4, and the 5 that I'm seeing.
Yeah, it might not be for occultists for long for a different reason than Vinny just said. All right, Kai. You're fast. How you want these 4 lovely fellas just invited you in for a nice cup of blood. What would you like to do?
I'm going to say, oh, I was hoping you did that. Just run up to these guys, and I'm just gonna fucking have at them. One,
I forgot the green is just a hit.
yes.
I was like, how did you get a crit off a 12?
Yeah, no, he's got his he did that weird Baldur's Gate 3 build where you go champion fighter and every single piece of equipment you wear increases your crit range by 1, so you crit like 80% of the time. Okay, so
Did the first one get it, or did the second one?
you run up, you pull out your claws. The first one's dead on sight. The second one, you just continue moving as you slash through them.
Sorry, which one?
Well, you hit 2 of them, right?
No, you didn't tell me that the first one died.
Sorry. Yeah, no. Both of these, that's enough to kill.
Hold on. I was here.
Alright, Kai, it'd be funny. Spend a key point and kill both of them.
Actually, there's enough of us over there. I'm gonna double back to this one for attack number 3. Ow.
That actually will miss.
I think
That might have been the only thing you could miss on.
And I'm just going to look at it and be like, you know what the outcome of this is going to be. I suggest you change your tone. And then I'll end my turn on that.
All right, Fox. 2 of them are already down as the ritual is halted. They have killed their prisoner on the spot, who is now like fully bleeding out as opposed to just the ritual. 2 of them are dead from Kai. What would you like to do?
Can I just item interaction to kick the bucket of blood?
So
I thought you were just gonna die.
it will be an athletics check because as you kind of get up to it, it is like a stone dais. It is like actually part of the dais. So it is like a small stone pillar that goes about up to your waist. It is in the floor, and then it is a large stone bowl on top of that.
You know what? Nah. So I'm gonna do that.
Good.
So I'll make it an attack.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then I'm just going to add the 1d8 from Green Flame Blade plus 1d8 because I have the cleric 1d8 radiant damage from divine strike.
Shit.
Slaughtered. You walk up to them, you pull out your tax blade, and you immediately just run the cultist through.
And just flavor-wise, I'm just gonna have my holy flames lick the prisoner.
Okay, yeah. The body immolates until there is nothing left but ash and sand.
Done.
Tavro, there's one left.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him. Reckless attack. Normal. That's 9 damage on the first hit. I assume they're still alive.
Nope.
Oh, alright. I'll use my reaction to restore a spell slot. Ooh, no, I don't want to do.
Can you restore it for me?
No.
No.
Can I borrow that?
No. I don't see anyone else, even with my big muscly eyes. Fuck it, I'll try to knock over the blood. Using my, I'll try to shove it.
All right, give me that shove.
A 17.
It starts like shift and tilt, but this is part of the stonework of the room. It is
Gotcha.
like it is actually stone into the ground itself. So you, with your insane strength, are able to like begin shifting and ripping it up a little bit, but you are not able to knock it over. Not like
Gotcha.
immediately.
I'm
I
glad
gotcha.
we didn't go through with my plan, or the unseen servant would have been so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you tried to do that,
that's
I would have clarified the bowl earlier.
Is it closed?
If Tavro's done.
Yes. I did say that.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
No,
Clara,
you're good.
is there anything you'd like to do? There is a what looks to be a human man bleeding out from being stabbed in the neck. There are 4 cultists who were dead as soon as they attacked. And there is a big bowl of blood that Tavro is trying to knock over. What would you like to do?
Can I try to help the man
How would you like to do so?
bleeding out? Can I heal him?
I think he's dead.
Go for it.
Or is he, like, dead?
And you did just watch him get stabbed in the throat, but like, you know, sometimes they have a few seconds. You might be able to get to it fast enough to seal up the wound.
But like, did he look like he was into it?
No.
This is
No,
my
he-
other question.
No, you actually see, like, now that you're kind of... Tavro, Escher, Fox, and Kai are able to see. This guy... If he was into it, he was into some weird things. His mouth is stitched shut so that he cannot scream. And it seems like that might be why there weren't screams coming down the halls.
God damn.
Okay. Just a clarification on mechanics of D&D. So, would temporary hit
No.
point... Okay. Thank
If someone is dying, the only thing that can save them is actual healing. Temporary hit points are more of like a barrier before you die.
Yeah. If you want to save the resources, I will say, I think I can probably fix that. Doctor and all.
Yeah, but like... Clara would just run up and like put her hands on his throat and be like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And I had to target myself for this just because it made me...
Yeah, I don't actually have a token for this guy out there, but
So, I only have 3 health.
Okay, you see as like the wound kind of like heals up on his throat, and he just kind of goes limp, no longer actively bleeding out. Um, you're able to see. Usually, when you do this, you've tried to do it on those who have fully fallen before. It doesn't heal a corpse. So the fact that it healed his throat means you probably got to him just in time.
Very nice. And then can I like untie what he's being tied up from or something?
They are chains, so you can try to break them.
Yeah. Can I try to break the chain?
Yeah, you like smacking them with a hammer, you firebolting.
I was hoping you would just tell me what to roll.
Give me a hammer attack roll.
Lucy's
What
like, take
about
my
if I
agency
try to,
away.
What if I try to like mage hand them loose from like their?
I think Mage Hand has like a lifting capacity of 10 pounds. I'm gonna be straight up. This guy was completely strung up to the point where he is like his feet aren't touching the ground. If it was able to hold up his full weight, it's probably more than 10 pounds worth of pressure. But I will also say you are a tinker or an artificer. Using your tinkering tools like hammer, I'm going to treat that as a siege weapon for this. So it will deal double damage to the chains.
But
It is not a siege weapon. I'm saying just because like she has worked on metal stuff, like she knows the weak points in a chain, she knows how the metals work. She can target it where for specific things like this. I'm not saying you can go out and siege a castle and your light hammer will be a Oh.
My confusion was that Tinker's tools don't do damage. What is 00?
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, she has a light hammer.
Yeah, she has a light hammer as her melee weapon.
Tinker's tools don't do damage. Double does nothing.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Yeah, you didn't break them, but you know what you're doing. Your name is Clara. You're an engineer. You can break the chain. I don't know why I had you roll. I'm sorry. I regret it. It's my mistake.
But yeah, she would like to try to get this man down.
Yeah, so you're able to like get the two that were holding his hands up. So like he kind of like now falls down to his knees. He is still unconscious, but he is like now actually laying on the ground. His legs are still shackled, but you have freed him from being strung up by the arms and basically being quartered.
That's all.
For this one, the one that Fox killed, you see just like a little ripple of energy coming out of it. Anybody who wants can give me an Arcana check.
I don't think I want. I don't think I want to. I will.
Bro, I'm so good at Arcana checks.
I actually am good at these, so I will roll, but
It's something everybody actually would have a decent chance of knowing.
Hell yeah, brother.
And the DC is only a 15.
hey,
So, Escher, Clara, and Kai,
close.
it's the same ripple of energy you saw in the hallway when you killed all of those others. And it was that kind of same ripple that happened just before that massive claw burst through and tore a hole in reality.
I think we should stand back from that one.
Agreed. Where specifically is it again?
That is the one right next to you.
Great.
Tell Bones to get out of the way. It's not your turn.
And
Forgot we were in turn order.
as it gets to Chambara, he's going to go, We should leave this room quickly. And then he very calmly takes like a few steps forward, just kind of maneuvering through. And you see as he gets up here, and he's going to like raise up a fist and try and punch a hole through the stone door that appeared.
God, use the knob, you animal!
It wasn't like, so over here, normal door. The rest of these are like stone slabs that appeared once all of you were in the room. There are potentially doors there. That doesn't seem to be what they tried to seal you in with.
Interesting. I want to know how they trick it. Actually, that'd be good to know. But yeah, let Big Boy try to bust that down, please. He's big. And a boy.
Sorry,
So it's time.
because of me traveling, I haven't actually put the stat block in. I just have it on my little note thing. So
Nice.
unfortunately, the nat 4, actually, it's a fucking stone wall. He hits it. I was gonna say he doesn't make it, but it's only an AC of 10 because it's a door.
Oh.
Or a wall, rather. He makes like a little dent in it, and you see it looks to be basically sandstone. So he's able to like cleave a little dent into it, and you see the dust and the sand kind of coming off of it. It's like a grainy rock, but he has not finished breaking through. And he goes, "Awoken just to die again." Escher, what would you like to do?
Well, you won't die again if you keep working on that door. Tavro, please be a dear and go help him out when you can.
Which way do we actually have to go?
I don't think it matters yet. If he wants to get out, I think we get out however we can. And seeing as he's made some progress on that one, I say that way.
Fair enough.
Do you think you have it in you?
Well, I might have to get big. Well, here's the thing. If I get big, I can't fit in the same spot as him.
Yeah, like, I think if it's just attack rolls, just fucking go for it. Or if there's like a
fuck
strength
it.
roll.
It'll be a tag roll. You're gonna hit. It's a wall. You see it. You hit. It's made of stone. It's not like it's metal where you might not be able to hit it hard enough to deal damage. Eventually you'll get through. So
Gotcha.
you're just rolling damage on your attacks, I've decided.
I don't really have any way to do that because I don't really have weapons. So I'll do what I'm good at, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
assess the
do that
guy we
one
can take
damage
down.
unarmed strike, Escher.
No. So we just cut this guy down, and Clara has surprised me. Is he alive?
It seems that like he's unconscious, but it does seem that he is alive.
That is shocking to me, and you've saved me the second level gentle repose I was going to cast on what I assumed was a corpse. Are there still open wounds on him?
I mean, there are like open wounds, but almost everything on his body is closed, but terribly scarred. It seems that this has been going on for a while.
Interesting, but is nothing like he's still not actively bleeding?
No active bleeding right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay, once again, that changes what I'm gonna do. Let me just reread this. So, can I use a charge from my healer's kit to really quickly, like, cut open the mouth, because you said it was stitched up, and, like, undo those sutures, basically, because I imagine they're crude, and I know how to undo those, because I do them all the time?
Yeah, I mean, that's quick sleight of hand for you. That's easy with your experience.
Do I need a charge of the healer's kit to do that, or can I just do that?
To do the unsealing, you can just do. If you're going to try and get any healing out of it, it would be a healer's
Yeah.
kit charge.
I was gonna say, as part of the same action, I will expend a charge and use that, use the healer's kit to basically fix any wounds I can see, but also see if I can like bring him back to consciousness, because part of the healer feat is, when I use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, they get 1 hit point, so that brings them back to consciousness. So I want to try and do that for him with the healer's kit.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you kind of like take out the healer's kit, you pull out your first aid. Like one of the first things you do just out of habit is going to cut the gauze to like wrap up some of the injuries. And then with the like little scalpel that you do, you just also do a quick slice across the mouth to like undo all of those sutures and let him have a mouth again. And
Yeah.
you start to like tend to the various scars and just try and heal him up. And the thing that becomes interesting for you is as you are like treating it, the stitch work was very crude. There are beatings that were very crude. All of the scarring is very deliberate, and it is etched in symbols all across his body.
Would it be like an Arcana check to identify him? Like the symbols? Or is that too much for one action?
Give me the Arcana check, and then that'll be everything.
Alright. Hey, that's a 26.
You have seen. So it's a series of repeating symbols. One of the symbols you recognize
Okay.
because you've seen it in the pupils of Fox. You have seen it in your mind when you call upon the power of the dagger. You've seen it on some scrolls. You see the symbol of the glint eye carved into him in multiple spots.
Alright.
And elsewhere, it seems that there are 4 other symbols that also repeat. And then on his chest is one, like, specific. There's just one symbol, and everything else looks like it's kind of pointing towards that. Like it's angled.
Okay. Interesting.
So hold on. These people are the sand cultists and the Glintai cultists?
No, I don't think that's what it means, because whatever that big symbol is whatever they actually worship, but I think they're trying to like channel the power from the other like elder deities in order to awaken this one potentially. I don't think they actually worship it. I think it's just like, think about it like same pantheon but different gods. Also, I just lost connection to the server. I don't know if anybody
Same.
else
Oh.
did.
It's refreshing.
I don't know why
I'm
that
still
keeps
in it,
happening.
I'm still in the server. I just got a red notification that says you've lost connection.
But also, as he kind of gasps back to life and
I was gonna
consciousness,
ask if he was conscious. Okay.
he kind of just looks straight up into you, into your eyes, Escher, and you see like that same symbol that is on his chest that everything else seems to kind of center around. His eyes are like open, the pupils are warped, and I'm gonna get the symbol for you because it'll be easier to just show than to try and describe it.
Okay.
Did we save this guy and now he's like bad?
That's rather unfortunate. I'll see what I can
But
do
like
about that.
his eye almost looks split so that the pupil wraps around it, and then it's like a cat's eye pupil where it's like a long slit down it, but the rest of it has gone out to encircle the iris. That is what his pupil has become.
Oh, a circle with a line through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Huh.
and I think that's a good place to end the session.
Did he say anything when he wakes up? Is he just
I gotta check something real fast.
I live.
like? Does he give like a panicked gasp, or is it more of like I arise from my ancient slumber? Like,
Woe, curse of Ra be upon ye that have disturbed my deserved
This is
rest.
an
Okay.
insane 6 seconds that's happening right now.
I mean, if he really did come back to life, he only has a few hit points. So
He wakes up, says, Doom be upon ye, despair, for I have awoken, and you have revealed thine folly. I shall now slay you all. That's it.
just wow.
I just
No,
don't know what to be prepared for.
no, I'm gonna share a little sound clip with you guys.
Oh, we don't
Oh.
have the bonk in this one.
Is it from the movie The Mummy?
I was gonna bonk him.
Sorry, I just had to. Actually, wait. Yeah, I think I can do this through a soundboard. I forgot we have those. We're full up.
Don't you have a huge physical soundboard that you've been using for
Yeah,
this?
but I have to like load this on there, and honestly, I wasn't expecting you guys to save this guy. So
Buddy, I'm a doctor. What'd I do?
I saved him.
Alright,
Oh,
Connor's getting
audio
muted
clip?
for a second.
Zach, I have a soundbite to share with you. Connor and Brian immediately start playing every sound.
I don't like this audio clip you uploaded.
why?
He's a robot.
He's a beautiful sounding young man. Voice of an angel.
I'm sorry.
A biblically accurate angel.
Is that what he says when he wakes up?
I don't think so.
Like, why did you post that audio clip?
Because this is an actual audio clip from something in magic lore.
Yeah, but I mean, is it the guy that's making that noise? The guy we brought back?
Yes. You asked if he said anything. That's what he
Okay,
says.
just making sure.
Is that supposed to be like words?
They are words in a language that you don't seem to understand.
Okay.
And the one person who might have isn't here.
I think we're gonna have to kill this guy again.
Okay.
At least don't do it over the bowl of blood.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot to end the session, guys.
Yeah, alright. See, then now I can be properly prepared for next time. Now I know bad.
Did you think anything down here was good? Do you know the game we're
Right
playing?
thing to do, and
I thought maybe we'd save a life.
Oh, no, you did the right thing. You did
I
an
guess-
unquestionably good act.
I'm hoping that means it won't be worse. Hope we stopped it before it got real bad.
We'll see you next time on
Yeah,
Ravnica City of Intrigue, episode 78.
and maybe next time Justin will be here.